How's the campaign going, Ms. Gandhi?
It's long.
It's a long campaign. Is it hot?
It's very hot, yes.
How many villages have you covered till now?
About 700.
700.
Yeah.
So, you're seeking your 9th term, second from the same constituency. Yeah. If you have to possibly advise those who are looking to replicate your record, what would you say?
One is that never stop campaigning. I don't stop for a minute. All 5 years are treated as part of my duty, my election campaign. And that means actually getting down to the absolute village, to the poorest of the poor, and working for them and making a difference. If you can do that, you don't actually need to have national issues on your agenda. You don't need to use caste and religion and stuff. You can actually just do it.
It's very different, to be honest, than what is a BJP Sabha rally. We haven't heard the chants of Jai Shri Ram, we haven't heard Aurangzeb. You're seeming to run a hyper-local campaign where you're talking about ration cards, you're talking about Awas, you're talking about issues that bother the common folk. So is there an attempt to run a hyper-local campaign?
No, I always do it. I've done it my whole life. I just think people are more interested in their own problems rather than making them frightened of problems that don't exist. So, I would much rather talk to them about, and the reason why I keep talking to them about the things that I've done is because then they get hope from it. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants somebody to help them. And so if I tell them, I helped this person, I helped that person, and I helped this person, then they believe that I will help them as well. And it makes them feel better.
But hope is an unkind word in politics.
No, it's the only word that should be given if it's not a lie.
Right.
We don't tell lies at all in the campaign. We don't promise anything that we can't deliver. And if you come to my house in the mornings, you'll see it's absolutely crammed full with people who have problems, and we try and sort them out on the spot. And this is the training that I give the Vidhayaks, this is the training that I give the whole party in Sultanpur. And they know that I just will not tolerate any form of casteism or
religious. You don't tolerate that?
No, I don't.
How do you stay away from it? It is one of the pole planks of your party.
I know, but it doesn't affect anybody here. If you talk to anybody from the BJP, they're not about to talk about religion.
They're not allowed?
They're not about. But they know what works.
In your constituency?
Yeah. And you can turn this you can replicate this in every constituency. And therefore, winning elections would be much easier. Everybody who does the other thing is now dependent on other people's glamour, other people coming in. Now, in Pilibhit and here and Amla and wherever I've been sent, we never get VIPs coming in.
Is the fact that, I was here in 2019 as well in your campaign, and I interviewed then, and there's a question I'd asked you, and I continue to ask you, which you've answered, which is, there are no VIPs, there are no these massive rallies, there is no Amit Shah roadshow. There is no roadshow. No. You don't do roadshows.
This is a roadshow. I mean, getting from one village to another is a roadshow.
Therefore, that's why I ask you, how difficult is it to survive in a political outfit which is completely contradictory to how you run your campaign?
It's not difficult. I don't think anybody expects me to be anybody other than myself. I take issues that interest me. I do things that I believe India needs. And since I don't get in anybody else's way, and I don't criticize anybody else, nor do I make national statements, I think I'm just left to do what I do.
There is, we've picked up this word Ma. There's this matriarchal figure, that at least the respect that you command. It's a huge responsibility, do you reckon, with that?
It is. But the word would not have stuck. It would have just become a slogan. And it wouldn't have stuck if we hadn't worked for that. Everybody, when they come for help, we have, I think they spread the word. And so I have people even older than me calling me Ma. In fact, sometimes I tell the party people that during the election, you need to tell people my name, because I don't want them looking for Mataji on the ballot paper. A lot of people don't, I'm sure they don't even know my name.
The local issues in your constituency, one of those issues is stray cattle. And
Yes.
they've constantly spoken of it. It's a little contradictory because you've also animal rights champion. It's right at the back of your car, we just saw. How do you propose one can deal with a crisis? It's a crisis in your state.
You can't. You can deal with it by opening gaushalas. But the only way to deal with it basically is to stop dairies. Dairies and people who create, we give money to people to start dairies. On an average, about 200 cows are thrown out every day in Sultanpur. Now, how many gaushalas can I build? We have good gaushalas and I look after them. But how many can we build? So it's people create this problem themselves.
Election after election. Are you happy with the political party you're in, with the BJP?
Yeah.
Largely or completely?
Let's just say I'm
Leave
happy
it at
with
that.
my own work.
You're happy with your own work?
And I wish I could do more of it. And I look for different ways in which to help more people and animals.
A couple of questions which are difficult, but I would ask them. And
Sure.
one of them is the narrative of Mangal Sutra, which your leader...
मेरी माता और बहनों की जिंदगी में सोना वो सिर्फ शो करने के लिए नहीं होता है, उसके स्वाभिमान से जुड़ा हुआ है। उसका मंगल सूत्र वो एक सोने का कीमत का मुद्दा नहीं है, उसके जीवन के सपनों से जुड़ा हुआ है। तुम उसे छीनने की बात कर रहे हो अपने मैनिफेस्टो में?
The narrative of Zada Bachche, all of that.
What is Zada Bachche? I haven't actually heard
You haven't
this.
heard?
No.
You've heard the Mangal Sutra one? Or the narrative of we'll steal your buffaloes?
No.
Or somebody will.
Somebody
No.
will. No.
All of that doesn't stick for you.
See, the thing is, I'm very, very tunnel visioned. Things I can't deal with, why should I even comment on them? However, I do want to say that perhaps Mr. Petroda was less than responsible in making a statement that could have been picked up by advocating the inheritance tax at this time. Personally, I'm totally against the inheritance tax. I believe that in this country, people work less for themselves and more for their children. And then if they die and a certain amount of money is taken away, it is disheartening.
Congress never said that they agreed with.
No,
Mr.
I'm not
Petroda.
saying that.
Right.
I'm saying Mr. Petroda. I didn't say
Right.
Congress. I said Mr. Petroda, sitting in America, was less than responsible.
Right. So they
And
gave
then,
the
and
party
then you open
elbow
this
room.
window,
Okay,
and then everybody can shove their arm through it.
I got it. You made that very clear that as a leader, you don't want to get into communal politics or politics of polarization. Do you and your son chat about politics?
Very rarely. We all have so many interests.
Right.
Books, art, literature. My daughter-in-law is a wonderful graphic artist, and she does illustrations for books. So we have an amazing granddaughter who's 9 years old. There's so many, and she's interested in trees and animals. I run 30 hospitals and orphanages. So we all have our hands full.
So you have your hands full.
And there are lots of things to talk about, which are...
But were you disappointed that he didn't get the ticket for Pilibhit? As a mother?
Of course I was. But
Was he disappointed?
I'm sure he was. The thing was that he these things happen.
Would you shed some light on it? Did he refuse to fight Rai Bareli from the BJP?
I really, really am out of it. I promise you. We did not discuss it at all. He's old enough to take his own decisions. And I don't think he would take any that would be less than elegant.
Do you wish the Gandhis well in Rai Bareli? You have Rahul Gandhi who's fighting, he's trying to come back to
I
UP.
wish everybody well during the elections. Seriously. I know how tough it is for everybody. It's everybody wants to get into politics without even understanding that it is the toughest business
Fair point.
and full of dashed hopes, full of fear. So I wish really everybody well.
Are you looking to fight another term? You're seeking your ninth. Will
Who
you
knows?
seek a 10th?
Who knows? It would be fun though.
On the
Would
same
leave a
ticket?
benchmark.
BJP, or it could be anything.
Beta, who knows? Has anybody seen tomorrow?
But I wish you
So
luck.
then,
And thank you
thank
for
you.
giving us the time. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Beta.
it.